Here's the pattern nobody talks about. Most millionaires took 20 years just to hit their first $100,000. Then something strange happened. The next $100,000. 5 to 7 years, tops. The third? Maybe 3 years. It's not luck. It's not that they suddenly became smarter. They didn't stumble on some secret investment. What changed was the math working for them instead of against them. At year 1, your $500 a month contributions matter more than anything else. Compounding is barely awake. It's just background noise. But at year 15, the interest itself is throwing off thousands. Your money is feeding itself. This is the real reason wealth feels impossible at first, then inevitable later. The millionaires understand something simple: the grind isn't random. It follows a law. And that law has an inflection point. When you start with a small balance, every percentage move feels tiny. Imagine a $10,000 account growing at 10% per year. That's only $1,000 added after the first 12 months. You watch the numbers tick, but the impact on your net worth is barely noticeable. Now picture a $500,000 portfolio also earning 10%. 1 year later you've added $50,000, a 50-fold difference in dollars, even though the rate is identical. The math is brutal, percentage growth is linear, but the cash it creates is proportional to the base. Early on, your base is so low that the dollar gains feel frozen, like a hamster on a treadmill. As the balance climbs, each percent becomes a powerful engine, pulling you forward faster than you ever imagined. That shift is why the first $100,000 feels like climbing a wall, while the next one feels like sliding downhill. You start with $500 each month. At an 8% annual return, that's about 0.67% per month. After the first year you have roughly $6,300. Year 5 you cross $36,000. By year 10 you're near $82,000, still shy of the magic 100. The 11th contribution pushes you over $100,000, exactly at month 132, or 10 years and 2 months. From there growth accelerates. At year 15 you're at $165,000. Year 20 you hit $260,000. By year 25 you break $380,000, and at 30 years the balance tops $560,000. Notice the curve: early years add mostly contributions, later years add mostly interest. That's the power of compounding. Once the pile is big enough, each dollar earns its own dollars, turning a slow climb into a rapid rise. The inflection point arrives quietly. You're 3 years in, grinding daily, month 37 earns more than month 1 did. By year 5, interest is generating its own interest. You're not just saving anymore, your money is now actively saving for you. This is exactly why quitting at year 2 destroys absolutely everything you've built. You never feel the acceleration coming. Let's look at real numbers: $500 monthly at 8% annual returns. Year 2 equals $12,200. Year 3 reaches $18,650. Year 5, $28,000. Year 7, $41,000. See that explosion between years 4 and 7? Not one additional dollar came from you. That's pure compound doing the actual work. This is the inflection point. This is where 90% of people quit, right before they'd finally feel it working. Imagine you earn $3,000 a month. If you keep $500 for savings, you hit $100,000 in about 30 years at 5% interest. What if you raise that contribution? Adding $200 extra each month, whether from a side gig or a raise, shrinks the timeline to 22 years. Cutting expenses works too. Drop a $150 streaming bundle and redirect it, you now need 26 years. The biggest accelerator, however, is automation. Set the $500 to transfer the moment you get paid and never touch it. You'll avoid the temptation to spend and the habit of, just one more coffee. In tests, automating saved people 15% more than manually depositing the same amount. So, boost income for the biggest jump, trim costs for steady gains, and automate to lock those gains in. Combine all three, and the $100,000 wall crumbles faster than you think. So here's the uncomfortable truth: there is no hack. The millionaires who actually won aren't smarter than you. They didn't uncover some secret formula. They just stayed in the game long enough to let compound interest do its work. Think about someone who invested $500 a month starting at 25. By 45, they had less than $200,000. But by 55, $900,000. By 65, over $2 million. Nothing changed about their strategy. No extra income. No risky bets. Time did everything. That's your actual edge. That's the only edge that works. Start now, start small if you have to, but start. 20 years from now, you'll wish you had started today. The first $100,000 is the hardest because you're fighting against time itself. But time is also fighting for you, if you let it.